Hi everyone, my name is Tyler Reedy and I'll be presenting on Chapter 13 of the Guy McCandless text, which is titled In Pursuit of Social Equity. Guy and Candles do outline the 8 provisions of the Code of Ethics of the American Society for Public Administration in the chapter. I do just want to go over those quickly. The first is to advance the public interest. Second is to uphold the Constitution and the law. To promote democratic participation. To strengthen social equity, to fully inform and advise, to demonstrate personal integrity, to promote ethical organizations, and to advance professional excellence. A lot of that does require a high caliber of integrity from public administrators and a honed eye for scrutiny on how various programs may impact different aspects of a community. They do mention that laws don't inherently solve social inequity. For a law to be passed, typically a society has to have some sort of change in its way of thinking, or there has to be some action in the society paving the road for a law to be signed in. Some examples of laws just not quite working out to achieve their goal is the Equal Pay Act of 1963, which was meant to even out the pay between men and women because there was obviously and still is a disparity. That didn't work, unfortunately. About 50 years later, the Lilly Ledbetter Act was signed in. What that did was shift the focus of disparities from the employer, which is of course responsible for determining pay, onto the employee who is not receiving equal pay and then has to go through possibly a lengthy lawsuit process that may or may not go somewhere. Things that public servants can do is, as new programs are being unveiled, just keeping a honed eye towards, is there a pay disparity? How are we assessing pay? How has pay been implemented in this long-standing program, etc.? The authors do mention that social equity has its roots in negative freedoms or freedoms from the government interference. We're seeing kind of an opposite thing happening here with due process in the United States, which is ensured by the 14th Amendment. We're seeing that immigrants, folks who are in the United States lawfully or otherwise, are being removed without due process. It's being actively denied to folks, and the thing about due process is that if anyone has it, everyone has it. If anyone doesn't have it, nobody does. It then goes on to individuals in the government to uphold checks and balances, to ensure that due process is happening, to ensure that new programs and organizations, bodies of government are operating with integrity and upholding just the expectations of life in the United States. Public administrators do have a very high responsibility to the public to maintain social equity, and we do a lot of the small day-to-day work, bigger actions, planning, money managing, etc., community engagement that really has a strong impact on equity and the perception of equity in a community. Well, I think that's about it that I have. I'm gonna outline a few questions, so you'll have those posted. I look forward to chatting with everybody in the discussion. Thank you.